Hello again, it's November the 19th, 2013, and so I'm happy to put up another video now that my system is marginally acceptable. I wish I had better fidelity, better audio, but it is what it is, right? So I started the last video talking about how was using the Bill Adams approach on the trumpet to and eventually work it up to this. Etc. And I forgot to give my student Javier Gonzalez credit for leading me in this direction. Of course, it starts with Bill Adams. To my knowledge, that's where it starts, and then Javier took it to another level, in my opinion, and you can see that on Bill Bing's Trumpet Talk, my three-part series with a great young trumpet player, Javier Gonzalez. And after the Bill Adams routine, then which is quite extended, then you have some different directions that you can go to in order to progress and continue your warm-up or your workout, as I like to call it. And but once the Javier's really, he's amazing. He does just those three notes right there. If you try those without the crook, you'll see that they're extremely difficult. And Javier really manages those very successfully, and even buzzes way up to the double high C without the crook. And he does it with beauty, precision, and maybe one of the best sounds I've ever heard. But part of what that does is that by working without the crook, it makes your chops moves them forward. And as I mentioned, John Daniels does some of these exercises, and I highly recommend going to John Daniels' videos and also buying his book. And this is one type of approach in order to get you to move your chops forward. I once was hanging out with Roy Poper when we were playing, I think it was at Disney Hall for some event, and I said, Roy, if there was one thing you would work on with me, what would it be? And Roy Poper teaching at Oberlin, and he said, I would suggest trying to keep your chops forward more. And so I worked on that, and it was very helpful. So thanks, Roy. And I've continued that process with some of these John Daniels studies, and I thought back onto my first book, the Bing book, which I published many years ago, self-published, one of the first self-published books. And one of the things I do in that book is I have this exercise. It's lesson 13, number 1, 2, and 3, where I go. My theory behind that was to play it strong the first time, get a good sound, and the second time is to have a combined buzzing and a sound coming out of the trumpet, and that also forces the chops forward, makes them work a little bit harder. And you're essentially working the chops without having to work them too hard, but you're able to work on a method that helps your upper register a lot. And it's very similar, in my opinion, to kind of the Bill Adams, Javier Gonzalez approach, and does similar things to the John Daniels approach. John Daniels does much more than this in his book. It's a very wonderful book, a unique way at looking at different types of exercises. And has flexibility, strength, and all kinds of endurance, and et cetera, et cetera. Very interesting way of looking at lip slurs also. So that's in the Bing book. It's free. If you go to my website, williambing.com, you'll see the whole book there. It's free to download, and this excerpt is from volume 13. So these are really, I think, helpful ways of getting your chops to work better without really having to overload the chops, so to speak. Okay, that's 2 for 1. That's 2 in one day. I haven't done that in a long time, but I wanted to get this moving and helping you, hopefully, to understand these different kinds of concepts. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you're doing well, and keep blowing. Take care. Bye-bye.